Hello. Hello, welcome. Welcome. This is the global community for adults who are healing CPTSD. And my name is Athena, and I will be facilitating our time together tonight. So, on Mondays, once a week, 7 p.m. Eastern, we gather here together as a community and we connect with one another. And each week we practice co-regulation. We have some gentle, slow breath work together. We check in with one another. We share what's been working for us in our healing journey, what hasn't been working for us. And I also have a compassionate healing strategy written by Dr. Ariel Schwartz that I share, along with a Loving the Self affirmation written by Lisa A. Romano. And I typically bring a quote from Young Pueblo. And we have a meditation written by Morgan Harper Nichols, and her artwork is what you see up on the screen. So we've all been joining here together, as I said, about once a week for over 10 years now. And it is my absolute honor and privilege to be here with you. There is nowhere in the whole wide world that I'd rather be than right here, right now, with you. Except for maybe with my grandson, because he's the best, obviously. But coming in at a close second is being here with all of you every week. So hello, once again, my name is Athena, and I'm so grateful to be here with you. If you are hearing my voice for the very first time, I would like to warmly welcome you to our community. Your presence with us is felt and valued, regardless of your ability to be here live with us in the chat box and checking in with us. Perhaps it's a scheduling constraint or a time zone concern, or whatever it is the reason that you cannot be here on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm really grateful you're here. If you can hear my voice, I'm grateful that you're here. So I just want to pause, and I want to check in and say hello to each of you who are here. And I just want to warmly acknowledge each of you by name. If you are new to this community, and as I mentioned, you're hearing my voice for the first time, any comment that you make or reaction that you have to a video tells YouTube and Google that we are serving this community in ways that are helpful and supportive. So if after you spend some time with us, if you find this channel interesting, helpful, or supportive, if you would consider subscribing to our channel or giving one of our videos a thumbs up, it would mean the world, because it helps more than you know. This YouTube channel is sponsored by the Foundation for Post-Traumatic Healing and Complex Trauma Research. It is because of the complex trauma community, specifically the community members of the Foundation, that this YouTube channel even exists, and that we are able to show up in the ways that we do here, so that everyone in the whole wide world who does not have access to trauma-informed resources or support, or even just a peer support chat group like we have over in the chat box here on Mondays, just the fact that you're here and considering subscribing to our channel means that we get to reach more people. So we do have calls like this twice a day, every day, 365 days a year. I'll put a link in the chat box. There's also a link in the description section of the video and in the pinned comment. So without further delay, I want to warmly welcome you if you are here. And I also want to check in with you and ask you how the volume is on the meditation music. I want to make sure that it's not too loud, not too soft. I tried to make sure that it's the same volume as last week and the week before, but I'd like to check in with you because your preference matters. So a warm welcome to you, Craig. I'm sending you hugs back. Hello to you, family. Hello to you, Free. Good evening to you. Jen is waving to the family. I'm waving back to you, Jen. Thank you. I'm putting my hand up, like near your hand, like in the same shape as your hand, like if we were on either sides of a window. Hello, I'm waving. Hello to you, Candida. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. Jeffrey Sherman, hello. I'm waving back to you and I'm sending hearts and smiles. Hello, John Harvey and Ninja Taco. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your Blue Wrench crew energy here. I really appreciate you so much for just always being here. Your presence is I know I say this quite often. It probably gets annoying after a while, but I'm very grateful for you, John Harvey, and very grateful for you, Ninja Taco, for keeping our chat stream safe enough. It's a safe enough place for our community to join and to say hello. Oh no, Jennifer can't hear me. Can you all hear me? I just want to make sure. Hello, Natalia. John Harvey said I had a good day today and found a Fitbit smartwatch. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Natalia says hello, and I came here to feel better. I'm so grateful that you came here to feel better. And John Harvey, that's awesome. I'm telling you, ever since I started really monitoring my steps, it's been very encouraging for me. So I'm grateful that you found a Fitbit, and I hope that it works for you. Jeffrey Sherman says hello to the family. Hello, Kitty. Hello. Oh, did I miss anyone? Hello. Wait, my chat box is moving against my will. Hello to you, Katie. I think I'm meeting you for the very first time. Midnight Blue, you're back. It's so good to have you back. How was Ireland? We are so grateful to see you. Really grateful for your presence. And if I missed you and I didn't say hello to you, if I skipped over anyone, it was not my intention. Thank you for the sweets, John Harvey. I needed some sweets. Thank you, thank you. So, as always, we have our journal prompt. Tonight's journal prompt is an invitation for each of us to contemplate being kind to ourselves. What would it look like for you to be just a little bit more kind to yourself? Young Pueblo's quote this week is all about being determined in a new direction, and my encouragement to each of us is, what would happen if each of us were determined to pause and be intentional about being just a little bit more kind to ourselves? If we look at the science behind self-compassion, specifically Dr. Kristen Neff's work on the science of self-compassion, then what we learn and what we take away from that is, on the surface, self-compassion looks like we are just giving ourselves a hall pass to be lazy or not do our best. But what's actually true is the polar opposite of that. When we are warm in the way that we think of ourselves and speak to ourselves, and when we fully acknowledge our humanity in relation to our common humanity, what everyone goes through, just as part of being human. And when we pause to gently check in with ourselves on what it is that we might need in this moment to be just a little bit more kind to ourselves, the outcome is actually that we are able to show up for ourselves more fully, and therefore we have more energy and capacity to show up for others, whether that's relationally with our children, our families, our spouse, our partner, our friends, our loved ones, or professionally, occupationally, or if that's showing up and doing just a little bit more of our schoolwork in a way that is in more alignment with who we are educationally, or it just frees us up and gives us capacity to show up more fully in the ways that we would like to. Now, for those of us who are healing CPTSD, for those of us who've experienced repeated relational trauma, it is not only difficult to have capacity to show up in ways that we wish we could, but if we are looking at the science behind self-compassion and what it might look like to be kind to ourselves, we are actually holding back and taking away from how we could show up in the world if we are refusing to be kind to ourselves. So just a little bit of something to contemplate. I want to encourage you as I read you our quote from Young Pueblo. What might it look like to be determined, to be just a little bit more kind to yourself, even if it's just for one day? Contemplate what that might look like. So our quote is on page 31 this week of Young Pueblo's book titled Clarity and Connection. And he says, one of the most important qualities to develop in life is determination. At some point, we must have to put our foot down and say, I'm going to move in this new direction, and no person or situation is going to stop me. Great transformations need new beginnings. So what might it look like if we were determined to be just a little bit more kind to ourselves? Right? It's interesting to think about. So I just want to check in with you. For some reason, my chat box is frozen. Maybe it'll start moving. I'm going to go ahead and read for you our meditation written by Morgan Harper Nichols. Her artwork is what you see up on the screen. And her affirmation this week is, I am kind to myself in the in-between places. I am taking the time I need to fully adjust and grow. So let's take a slow breath in together. And breathing out. Before I read you Morgan Harper Nichols' meditation for today, I want us to get into a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. And if you must remain standing or walking or driving or doing chores or anything but sitting or lying down, my invitation to you would be just to simply be with your breath and just follow along as best as you can. And while you're getting into a comfortable position, let's take Morgan Harper Nichols' affirmation and let's turn it into a CPTSD friendly version like we typically do here on Mondays. And let's switch the words around to something that lands for us. So where Morgan would say, I am kind to myself in the in-between places, what if we, in an effort to make it just a little bit more CPTSD friendly for those of us who struggle to be kind to ourselves, what if we said something like, I am open to the possibility of being kind to myself in the in-between places. And in the part of her affirmation where she says, I am taking the time I need to fully adjust and grow, what if we switched it around just a little bit and said, today I am doing my best to take the time I need to fully adjust and grow. So, starting at the beginning, let's make this just a little bit more trauma-friendly. I am open to the possibility of being kind to myself in the in-between places. And today, I'm doing the best I can to take the time I need to fully adjust and grow. Slow breath in. And breathing out. So as we prepare to read our meditation, let us do some box breathing together. We will breathe in for 4 counts. We will pause for 4 counts. We will breathe out together for 4 counts. And then we will pause for 4 counts. We will do that together 4 times. And I will count us in on our first set together and on our 4th set together. And on the 2nd and 3rd, we'll be on our own. If at any moment you experience any rapid heartbeat or a feeling of panic when we do our slow breath work together, I want to invite you to just skip it. Just skip the breath work altogether. Consider placing one hand on your heart space and one hand on your belly and just being with your breath. Okay? Let us begin in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. On your own now. Again. Last time together now. Breathing in. 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Excellent breath work. I got 3 yawns on that one. Excellent breath work. Let me just check in with you and see if my chat box is working. Jen is yawning. Midnight Blue says, wow, I feel more present. Candida says, I got a couple yawns. And Free says, I got some yawns. Me too. I got 3 of them. It's interesting, right? How the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system responses work. Excellent breathwork practice. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your practice. I'm going to read to you Morgan Harper Nichols' meditation this week, all about being kind to ourselves. It's an invitation to consider what it might be like to be kind to ourselves. And she says, may you be kind to yourself in those in-between places. May you be kind to yourself in those places where you've chosen to leave old things behind, but you haven't quite started that new chapter yet. And in the same way that you might experience excitement about moving forward, you might also experience grief. And you might not be here in this state forever. But may you still give yourself time to adjust here. May you let this be a space of fully being in that caterpillar state. May you let yourself welcome the transformation that is happening here, even if it is slow. You might be waiting to get to that next place, but in the meantime, where you are is such an important part of your growth. So please do not be so hard on yourself. It is perfectly natural to have in-between stages in your life. Slow breath in together. And out. Great job, everybody. Yes, the caterpillar stage. Someone once told me, there was some sort of a quote, I think I was reading it over in our community on a Friday or something. It was all about how people talk about the caterpillar and they talk about the butterfly, but there's this short period of time in the chrysalis. And when the caterpillar is in the chrysalis that they made, they dissolve completely into a blob of black goo. So the caterpillar ceases to exist as it once was in caterpillar form and is not yet a butterfly. It's a caterpillar. There's a big blob of black goo in a chrysalis, and then there's a butterfly. There's 3 completely separate life forms, if you will. So my butchered version of what is so beautifully written elsewhere is for those of you who are in the big blob of black goo during the time that I am here right now with you in a big blob of black goo. Please don't give up. You are not destined to remain a big blob of black goo. You might not be a caterpillar anymore, and you might not yet be a butterfly. You might just be in an extended state of black gooiness, like I am. But please, please, please don't give up, because the world needs all of your butterflyness that it's going to get to experience. Yeah, I never knew it either, Kitty. I know, right, Jen? Right? Midnight Blue? Oh, Candida Jinx. I think Candida and I said the same thing at the same time. Candida says, I once heard someone say that a caterpillar becomes goo in the chrysalis before becoming a butterfly. Yes, exactly. Right? It's pretty mind-blowing, honestly. So, yeah, definitely Google that. Like, look it up. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of documentation out there in the world on the big blob of black goo or something. So there's like 3 separate life forms. It's not even just the caterpillar and then the butterfly. There's the caterpillar ceases to exist completely, unrecognizable in the black goo before it becomes the butterfly. So, yeah. Hello, Betsy. Oh my goodness, it's great to see you. Long time no see, Betsy says. I need new glasses. Happy to be joining again after a long pause. Thank you for this illustration. It helps me to refocus when things are difficult. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. It's wonderful to have you with us, Betsy. Yes. Everyone's welcoming you, Betsy. So grateful you're here. So, beautiful breath work. Young Pueblo's quote was awesome as per usual. Morgan Harper Nichols' meditation, absolutely beautiful. And I love her affirmation this week. And I like that we're able to switch the words around until it lands for us, the way that we do with Lisa's. So, our compassionate healing strategy, written by Dr. Ariel Schwartz, this week is from page 37. And I think you all will remember this one because it's all about creativity. So many of you have shared with me how creativity has helped you in your healing journey. And this particular healing strategy is titled Peaceful Place Visualization. So I'm going to read to you what Dr. Ariel says. And she says, creative visualization can be helpful in healing CPTSD. The human brain does not differentiate between real or imagined experiences. So, when we focus our mind on positive visualization, this can be a powerful healing tool. So for our next practice together, Dr. Ariel is inviting us to be in a comfortable position. Join me if you're in a place where you can get creative for a moment. I want to invite you, if it feels safe, to close your eyes. And if closing your eyes doesn't feel safe for you right now, my invitation to you would be to soften your gaze. And Dr. Ariel says, let us take our time considering a place. Let us think of a place. Imagine a place. A place that feels peaceful and calm. Now, this place only needs to feel peaceful and calm to you. Now, this is Athena speaking, I'm not reading from Dr. Ariel's words. I want to invite each of you, this is me, hand on my heart. What does peaceful and calm look like for you? And the reason I'm asking what it looks like for you specifically, if you can hear my voice, I'm talking directly to you. So I have a client. She lives on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And for her, peaceful and calm looks like a walk from 79th, West 79th, down to the High Line. I think it's near Hell's Kitchen or the Meatpacking District. She absolutely loves the feeling of anonymity in the midst of the hustle and bustle. She loses herself in it. She feels safe, calm, peaceful, and at ease, walking anonymously amidst hundreds and even thousands of people while she takes that walk. She loves the sounds, the honking of the horns, the multiple hundreds of conversations going on at once, the lights, the people, the buses, the subways, the hustle, the bustle, the stores, the sounds, the energy of it all. For her, that feels like home. It is peaceful for her, and it is calm for her. Now for you, peaceful and calm might look different. For me, peaceful and calm is going to a national park and walking in nature, or even a state park, or even a regional park. I love to be in a park setting, walking among nature. Sometimes I have my over-the-ear headphones and I'm listening to my meditations. Sometimes I have my earbuds in and I don't have anything playing in them, but as long as I have my earbuds in, I know that no one's going to talk to me because they see that I'm listening to something. So it's sort of my way of saying, this is me out in public, surrounded by people and nature, but I'm not available for conversation right now because this is my solitude. This is my calm. This is my peace. So, Dr. Ariel says, please take your time thinking of a place that feels peaceful and calm for you. Now, this might be an actual place, or this can be an imagined place. Maybe it is a place in nature, such as at the seashore or a mountaintop, or you might choose a building that is a healing sanctuary. Let us remember to breathe. Now, once you have identified your peaceful place, Dr. Ariel's invitation for you is for you to use your senses to heighten this image of your peaceful, calm place. In your mind's eye, look around your imagined place. Look around your peaceful and calm place. What do you see? What sounds do you hear? And once you're able to glance around your peaceful place and listen for what sounds that you hear, Dr. Ariel's invitation now would be for you, remembering to breathe, just check in with the body. How are you feeling in your body, in your peaceful, calm, imagined place? What does your peaceful, calm place smell like? Are there any soothing and comforting scents? Something relaxing? In your peaceful and calm imagined place, would you like to have anyone there with you? Anyone at all? If you would like to have anyone with you in your peaceful, calm place, who would that be? Dr. Ariel's next invitation is for us to check in with ourselves and ask ourselves if there's anything we would like to do to ensure that our peaceful, calm space feels safe. Are there any safeguards that we would like to put in place to make sure that it feels just a little bit safer? What about a tall fence? Or maybe a door with a lock? And Dr. Ariel's last invitation is for us to check in with ourselves and make sure that we know that we are the only ones in charge of who gets to come in to our peaceful place. So now that we've developed our peaceful place and we can glance around and see what it looks like, we can hear the sounds that we want to hear. The smell is familiar and comforting. Perhaps there are blankets or pillows or a pet that we can touch and feel comforted by. And we are the ones in charge of who is allowed to be there. We're allowed to have a fence or a door with a lock. And again, this can be a real place or an imaginary place. The most important thing to remember is that we can return to this place as often as we choose. So let us take one last glance around our peaceful place and take a few slow breaths together, noticing how we feel in the body in our peaceful place. Breathing in together. And out. One last breath in together. And out. Beautiful. Well done. Now, as with all of the compassionate healing strategies that we talk about here on Mondays, please remember that you can return to this compassionate healing strategy of peaceful place visualization as often as you like. And you are the one who is in charge. Great work, everybody. I wonder why my chat box is frozen. It's like I'm trying to page up so that I can acknowledge each of you, and for some reason it's not letting me. Please just know that my hand is on my heart and I'm grateful for your presence. There are 30 of us together in this room, and I imagine all of us sitting around, glancing at one another with warm compassion in our eyes. And my hand is on my heart, and I'm so grateful to be here in this space with each of you. So our Loving the Self affirmation, written by Lisa A. Romano. I will read it through once as we close out our time together, and then I will come back and we will reread it in a CPTSD friendly way, just in case it doesn't land the first time. Ready? This is from page 21 of Lisa A. Romano's book. It's a free downloadable book titled Loving the Self Affirmations. And she says, I know that as a child, I internalized much of the anxiety and stress that was in my childhood home. And even though our family never spoke about the negativity, I felt it and I absorbed that energy. I am beginning to understand that those feelings are ingrained in my subconscious mind, and that I have the ability now to change that old dysfunctional programming by doing healing work like this. I am not my old subconscious negative belief systems. I am worthy, good, and enough. Slow breath in together. And breathing out. So if that landed for you, I am so grateful. And if for any reason it didn't quite feel true, let's go back and let's just move the words around a little bit until they feel safe in the body. Let us begin again. I know that as a child, I may have internalized much of the anxiety and stress that was in my childhood home. And even though our family may have never spoken about the negativity, I felt it and I absorbed the energy. But today, I am open to the possibility of understanding that those old feelings are now ingrained in my mind. What if today I had the ability to change my old dysfunctional programming? What if by doing healing work like this, that I could heal my old subconscious belief systems? What if today I am worthy, good, and enough? Last breath in together, breathing in and breathing out. Well done. Great job, everyone. If you can hear my voice right now, I'm so glad that you chose to be here today. Thank you for showing up for you. Each time we choose to show up for ourselves, even if it's just a little bit, like being here together and checking in with others who are on a similar healing journey, it really does add up. The little things we do, they make a big difference. Each time we show up for ourselves, it does help to cancel out those old abandonment and self-abandonment programs from when we were younger. And for this, I am so very grateful. We deserve to heal. We are the ones who are here, week after week, month after month, year after year. And many of us have been coming together and meeting up together here for the better part of 10 years, over 10 years now. You know who you are. I see you. My hand is on my heart. So I look forward to seeing you over in the community, away from social media. I'll put a link in the chat box. And if I don't see you over there, that's okay. I'm getting ready to beta test a podcast over in that community in the next few months, if you're interested. If I don't see you there, that's okay. I will be back here next Monday and every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And in the meantime, please be extra kind and patient and gentle with yourselves, because you're worth it. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Good night, everyone.